Maharashtra before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. Aim: to learn social life during the period before Shivaji Maharaj. Explain the different historical events in the Adilshahi and Nizamshahi period. At the beginning of the 17th century CE, most of the territory in Maharashtra was under the control of Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar and Adil Shah of Bijapur. The Mughals had entered Khandesh. Their objective was to expand their power in the south. There were settlements of Siddhi people who had come from Africa along the coastal line of Konkan. The competition and conflicts amongst the Portuguese, the British, the French and the Dutch who had come from Europe was getting intense during this period. There was stiff competition among them to capture the markets for trade. The Portuguese had already established their rule in Goa and Vasai on the western coastal line. The British, the Dutch and the French had found an entry through the medium of trading companies by setting up factories. All these powers assessed the strength of other powers, kept themselves safe and tried to dominate as much as possible. This conflict had created instability and insecurity in Maharashtra. The different people from Europe were called Topkar on the basis of their customary headgear. It is necessary to get acquainted with the village, means Mauja, Kasba and Pargana to understand the nature of settlements in that period, as also of the officers that form a link between the rulers and their subjects, and also the markets and craftsmen. It is also necessary to get acquainted with the officers that form the link between the rulers and their subjects, and also the markets and the craftsmen. Let us get acquainted in the brief with village, Kasba and Pargana respectively. Village means Mauja. Most of the people lived in villages. A village was also called Mauja. The chief of the village was the Patil. Patil used to try to bring maximum land under cultivation. When there was any dispute in the village, the Patil resolved it and made peace. A Kulkarni helped the Patil in his work. The Kulkarni kept the record of the revenue that was collected. There were various artisans in the village. They had hereditary rights regarding their occupation. The peasants gave a share of their agriculture produce to the artisans for the services they rendered to the village community. This share was known as Baluta. Kasba. A kasba was like a big village. It was usually the headquarters of a pargana. For example, Indapur Kasba of Indapur Pargana, Vai Kasba of Vai Pargana were the headquarters of those parganas. Agriculture was the main occupations. There were skilled artisans like carpenters, blacksmiths, etc. in a kasba. There was usually a market pale adjacent to a kasba. The Shetes and the Mahajans were the Watandars of the Pet. Every village did not necessarily have a Pet. The setting up of Pet was the job of the Shetes and the Mahajans. For that, they received some land from the governments and some rights from the villagers. The Mahajans maintained the accounts of the Pet. Pargana. Many villages together made a pargana. but the number of villages was not the same in all Parganas. For example, the Pune Pargana was a big Pargana. It consisted of 290 villages. Pargana in that there were 64 villages in the Chakan Pargana. The Shirwal Pargana was small. It had only 40 villages. The Deshmukh and Deshpande were the Watandar officer of the Pargana. The Deshmukh was the chief of the Patils in Pargana. The Deshmukh did at the Pargana level what the Patil did at the village level. The Deshpande was the chief of all Kulkarnis in the Pargana. The Deshpande did at the Pargana level the work that Kulkarnis did at the village level. Deshmukh and Deshpande Watandar officers were the link between the people and the government. In case of enemy invasions or a drought, these Watandars represented the grievances of the people to the government. Sometimes these officers misused their powers. They collected more money from the people than was due, or did not remit the money so collected to the government in a time. On such occasions, the people suffered harassment. The calamity of a famine. A calamity of a famine. Agriculture was dependent on rainwater. If it did not rain, crop would fail. The prices of food grain rose. It became difficult for the people to get food grains and other things. There was no fodder for the cattle. Water became scarce. It became difficult for people to live in the village. They were forced to leave the village. A famine was a great calamity for the people. A great famine occurred in Maharashtra in 1630 CE. People were greatly distressed due to this famine. It has been described in these words: people were ready to sell themselves for a piece of bhakri, but there was nobody to buy them. There was a severe scarcity of food grains. Entire families were destroyed. Cattle and farm animals died. Agriculture was devastated. The famine put an end to industries. All financial transactions came to a standstill. People had to wander to faraway regions in search of livelihood. It was a great challenge to bring back to normalcy the devastated life of people. The work of the Warkari movement. The social life of the people was greatly influenced by blind beliefs and rituals. People had become fatalistic and inert. They had lost all initiative. The conditions of the common people was miserable. In such circumstances, the Sant in Maharashtra endeavored to inspire the masses. In Maharashtra, the tradition of the Sant, which begins with the Sant Jnaneshwar and Sant Namdev, was carried on by the sons coming from the various strata of the society. Sri Chakradhar, Sri Jnaneshwar, Sri Namdev, for example, Sant Chokha Mela, Sant Rohidas, Sant Sena, Sant Gora, Sant Savata, Sant Narhari, Sant Sheikh Muhammad, etc. Sant Muktabai, Sant Janabai, Sant Kanopatra and other women were also among them. The Pandharpur was the center of the Santa movement. Vitthal was the object of their worship. On the bank of the river Chandrabhaga at Pandharpur, the Sant and pilgrims Warkari used to rejoice in their devotion. Devotion means bhakti. Their equality was propagated through bhajans, kirtans and unity meals. Now Sant Namdev. Sant Namdev was a great Sant of Warkari movement. He performed the excellent kirtans. He awakened the sense of equality in men and women, belonging to all castes through the medium of kirtans. His pledge was नाचू कीर्तनाचे रंगी ज्ञानदीप लावू जगी. Dance to the tune of kirtans, light the lamps of the knowledge in the world. Meaning, Sant Namdev asked to spread knowledge in the world through kirtans. His Abhanga compositions are well known. Many sons as well as common people were influenced by Sant Namdev's teaching. Sant Namdev went up to the Punjab propagating his thoughts. His compositions are included in the Guru Granth Sahib of Sikhs. He propagated the message of Bhagavad religion in all quarters. He built a memorial to Sant Chaukamela at Pandharpur. His work is unforgettable. Sant Jnaneshwar. He was a great Sant in Warkari movement. He wrote the Bhavartha Deepika or Jnaneshwari, which elucidates the meaning of the Sanskrit Bhagavad Gita. He also composed the Amrutanubhav. He preached the importance of the path of devotion through his works and compositions. He showed a simple way of worship and conduct which the common people could follow easily. He gave the prestige of a religion to the Warkari movement. Through his life was spent in extremely adverse circumstances, he never lost the calm of his mind and never harbored bitterness. The poetic compositions of his brothers Sant Nivruttinath and Sant Sopandev and sister Muktabai are well known. Sant Eknath. He was a great Sant of Bhakti movement in Maharashtra. His compositions are many and diverse. He has stated Bhagavad Dharma in detail and in a simple manner. He has portrayed a people's life in Bhavat Ramayana through the story of Ram. He explained in Marathi the Bhakti part of Sanskrit work Bhagavad. His Abhangas show the warmth of devotion. He was a great teacher of the people in the true sense of the term. He believed that Marathi language was inferior, lesser to no other language. He asked the Sanskrit scholars forcefully, संस्कृत वाणी देवे केली तरी प्राकृत काय चोरापासून झाली. Sanskrit language is made by God, then is Prakrit made by thieves? The scriptures were in Sanskrit and only priests could read scriptures. In pre-Shivaji's time, Sant Eknath said that all languages were languages of God. He heavily criticized those who hated other religions. Sant Tukaram. He belonged to a Dehu near Pune. His compositions or abhangas are very pleasing and lucid. Reaching the greatest poetic heights, his Gatha is a precious treasure of the Marathi language. He asks us to find God by showing love to unhappy and tormented in the following lines. जे कारंजले गांजले तोसी म्हणे जो आपुले तोची साधू ओळखावा देव तेची जाणावा. The one who calls the tormented and unhappy people as their own, only he is a true son. There is a God only there. Sant Tukaram says that a true sons call the weak and tormented people as their own, and God resides only at such places. With his viewpoint, he threw in the rivers Indrayani the documents of loans that people had borrowed him and freed many poor families from the bonds of loan. He criticized the hypocrisy and superstitions in the society in very strong terms. He stressed that devotions means bhakti should be coupled with morality. His teaching can be summed up as जोडोनिया धन उत्तम विचार व्यवहारे उदास विचारे वेच करी. जोडोनिया धन उत्तम व्यवहारे उदास विचारे वेच करी. Gather wealth by ideal action, spend it seriously. Sant Tukaram says that a person should not earn by wrong method and should not spend wealth carelessly. Some dogmatic people opposed the social awakening that he had undertaken and sang his abhangas in the Indrayani. Sant Tukaram faced the oppositions with noble courage. Sant Tukaram's disciples and associates were of different castes and creeds. They include Nauji Madi, Govardhan Shetwani, Santaji Jagannade, Shivba Kasar, and Mahaji Pant Kulkarni. An important task completed by Gangaram Pant Mawar and Santaji Jagannade was writing down the abhangas of Sant Tukaram. Sant gave the message of equality to people. They taught humanity. They preached that people should live together in harmony, unity, and love. Their work resulted in a social awakening. They taught how to live in a face of foreign inventions, drought-like situation, or other natural calamity. Their teaching proved to be a big support for a people. Their work created self-confidence among the peoples of Maharashtra. There was a deterioration of ethics and religion in the society. At such a time, the sons came forward to protect the society. They taught the true meaning of religions. They showed the path of devotions by living amongst people and sharing their joys and sorrows. Some orthodox and dogmatic people opposed them, but the sons believed that facing these oppositions was a part of their duty. Sant Tukaram has explained the mark of a true sons in these words. तुका म्हणे तोची संत सोशी जगाचे आघात. Tukaram says only he is a sant who shares the sorrows of the world. Tukaram says that only a person who reduces the sorrow from these words is a true sant. The sons illustrated the complex drama of the scholars, means the Shastris and the Pandits, in the language of the people. They prayed the God using simple everyday terms. They took the view that all are equal before God. They taught society to do away with the pride arising out of caste and varna and see everyone as a God's children. A characteristic of the Sant was that they did not forget their duties on the path of devotion. They found God in their work. Sant Savta said, Kanda mula bhaji avgi vithai maji. These statements refer to farm work but applies to work in all walks of life. Onion, radish, vegetables, there resides my God. Savta says in these lines that God resides in all things in life, including work, here farm work. The son carries on with their duties even as they were engaged in devotion, teaching, and composing verses. They developed the moral sensibility of the society. Sant Ramdas Swami. He was from Jam in Marathwada. He explained the importance of the physical fitness to the people. Maratha Tituka Melvava, Maharashtra Dharma Vadvava. Gather all the Marathas, propagate Maharashtra religions. Ramdas Swami asked the Maratha people to be united and spread their culture. This message of Ramdas Swami is famous. He gave the practical education and lessons in a good conduct through his works like Dasbodh, Quran, Karuna Shatka, Manache Shlok. He stated the importance of people's movement and organization and founded the Samartha Sampradaya. Zafar was the center of this Sampradaya. He propagated the worship of Ram and Hanuman. He traveled far and wide to propagate his thoughts. Inspirations for independence during foreign rules. Such was the political, social, cultural situation etc. in Maharashtra before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. In that period, Maharashtra was under the control of Adil Shahi and other powers. It was not independent. Even so, some personalities and the streams of thoughts were dreaming of freedom. Among them, Shahaji Maharaj, who is considered to be a visionary of Swaraj, was on the forefront.